Good morning. I'm Ray Dowling, the Area Manager for Florida Power & Light and the Chair-elect for this chamber. On behalf of the Manatee Chamber and speaking for Tom Sequin, who is the Chair and unfortunately couldn't be with us today, I welcome you to today's press conference to tell you about an exciting and new venture that we're embarking on here at the Chamber. Every year, the Chamber determines our plan of work at our annual Leadership Planning Conference in October. Today's initiatives was one of the priorities vocalized last October and then further substantiated in a biannual survey of nearly 400 respondents this past February. We're all very proud of all of our small business programming offered with the small businessman in mind. The Manatee Chamber has more than 50% of its members with 5 employees or less, and over 80% of our members have 25 employees or less. And that reminds me that next Thursday is our 34th annual Small Business of the Year Awards, where we will announce 5 new winners that stand out as excellent businesses in our community. Here at the Chamber, we've been conducting educational programs and online courses with State College of Florida through our MBA, or Manatee Business Academy, for many years. Last year, nearly 90% of our employees rated our Manatee Chamber as excellent or good. Today's announcement is an outgrowth of our educational programming started in the late 80s, our mentoring protege in the mid-90s, and the entrepreneurial boot camps of the mid-2000s. And to make that announcement, I'd like to introduce to you a gentleman whose commitment to public service began in 1993 when his hometown of North Palm Beach elected him vice mayor. He was then elected to the Florida House of Representatives in 2000 and the Florida Senate in 2002. And in 2008, he was unanimously selected by his fellow senators as Senate President. And since access to capital was another thing that was top of mind for many of our respondents in our February survey that I mentioned earlier, we've brought to you today Florida's Chief Financial Officer to announce this new initiative for us. And with that, I'll turn it over to our Chief Financial Officer,
Thanks,
Jeff
Ray.
Atwater.
Thank you very much, Ray. Good to be with you. Thanks, Ray. Thank you, Ray. Ray, thank you, and thank you for your leadership here of our chamber. The reality is that we're asking ourselves, where are we in this cycle, in the economic cycle that we have been working our way through that's been devastating in a challenging recession for internationally and for America and of course for Florida as well. And the reality for us as Floridians is to embrace and understand, to comprehend fully the magnitude, the importance of the small business community as a part of the economic engine of Florida. And in fact, I think few would probably realize that Florida's GDP ranks 19th on the planet today. If you were to stack Florida against all the countries of the world, our GDP, our gross national product, gross domestic product for us, GDP, would rank 19th among all the countries of the world. Of that, 75% of Florida's GDP is driven by the small business community. That is the reality, that 4 out of 5 Floridians work for a small business, that there are 2.2 million small businesses in Florida. So that 75% is about $500 billion worth of activity for the state of Florida, driven through our small business owners. And so we are seeing this modest recovery that's underway here in the state of Florida, that top-line revenues, the sales tax receipts that are showing a new sign of consumer confidence, it's on its way back, and people across Florida are finding a little comfort again and getting moving again, and being able to do the things that they had been holding back or suppressing for a number of years now. And that's why coming to be with you today is so important, because we just had a round table conversation here at our Manatee Chamber, and people spoke of the passion of their work, the love of their work, the generational work that this has came up from one family member to another. And yet the challenges that are being spoken of are not how to deliver that same product or service that they have been doing for years. They feel comfortable with that. They know their business. What's on their mind is the other challenges of running the business day in and day out. What are going to be the insurance needs of my business? How will the changes in the federal laws impact my ability to manage that insurance? And how will that impact my abilities to grow and add new employees? The challenges of the workers' comp system, that every employee that comes to any shop or any business is covered under workers' comp. And are our laws today making it more difficult, less difficult? How can I navigate that to be sure legally I'm setting myself up right and correct to avoid a human resource issue down the road? These are matters that are not directly related with the product itself or moving the product, but actually small business owners looking for answers and needing support. And that's what's so exciting, Robert, Neil, what you all are doing here with the Chamber Board here in Manatee County, is saying, let us bring together, let us create CEO roundtables, experiences, where the business owners can come and sit together, have the opportunity to pick each other's brains and challenge the thought process for one another and offer one another some guidance and wisdom. The path that they've cut forward, they can help another friend in the business work their way through the challenges of our time. That's what's so important about the CEO Roundtable. And it takes place because we have here in Manatee County what is recognized around the state as the superior local community chamber. The participation rate of our business community as a percentage of all small businesses, significant here. The choice they make, Robert, to join is because of the value proposition they see and feel here. And that is the same value proposition that any enterprise must undertake. And Neil, you deserve the credit for this, that you as our public policy and policy thinker for the Chamber and programs, what could we offer next to the membership that would be of value to them while they're getting their feet on the ground and they're starting to grow again and they're feeling comfortable again? That's what you're hearing about today, is a CEO Roundtable series where CEOs of enterprises in our community, small and big alike, can come together and sit down and share ideas, talk about the challenges they're wrestling with, and where they might find a solution, an idea, a concept that someone else has worked with before them or they can share with them. And together we grow strong. And every one of us in this community knows that we want a strong small business community around Manatee County and across the Tampa Bay and across Florida. We're not wishing anyone else ill. We're not trying to step or climb over anyone else. It matters when we're all strong, that we're all healthy. And to think that our CEOs in this community will be gathering in places here to come together and share ideas, share thought, and encourage one another and share specific solutions and ideas that they have tried and deployed and been successful with. That's going to benefit all of us. A real credit. So my message would simply be, Robert, I know we have members today, but there are business owners in this community who have not yet had the chance to experience a membership as part of our chamber. But when they do, and when they can get this firsthand experience and exchange of ideas and support, it's a value proposition that I hope that even members not yet enlisted will become members when they start seeing things like what you've done in the CEO Roundtable. So I'm going to turn it over now to our Vice President who works with these new initiatives and works with all initiatives, Neil Spiritus, to talk about where we're going to go with this roundtable and how we will implement it here and deploy it here in Manatee County. Neil? Thank you.
Thank you, CFO. We're very pleased to have you here today. I couldn't think of anybody better to, particularly since access to capital, we're trying to capitalize on your visit here. Thank you for visiting with our business leaders earlier today. We have the sign back there. It has the CFO's name on it, and we're announcing the CEO Roundtable. We tried to take the bottom line, away to have CFO there too, but we put it back so it could enhance the bottom line of our businesses. We tried to make that a moving picture too, but it didn't quite work out. Thank you for being here. We have a very good turnout of not only from the media perspective, but some of the people that are involved in this CEO Roundtable program. As you mentioned, the Chamber is a large entity, and we try to draw together upon all of our members as volunteers. We have many committees, and we have a lot of members that actually provide our help. We're a small staff. We have the largest membership base in Tampa Bay, but yet it's not without those members that we really rely on for programs like this. And we have some of the people here not only that have already enrolled in this program, but also those that are providing professional facilitation. What the program's about, basically, it's self-driven advisory groups, up to 12, that will help basically one another get to the next stage in their business growth. It might be involved in mergers. It might be involved where they're trying to grow their business well enough to sell it off. It might be issues like we talked about today on the healthcare front, issues that are difficult. They're not that anyone has one answer to. So by the help of some people, I'm going to introduce them here. They're in the room. We're going to keep these groups. There's going to be as many as 4 groups of 12, no more than 12. Advisory groups, if you will, kind of like an informal board of directors where they have ideas, they play them back. Each month they have a strict agenda. They have needs that come out in front of the group, and they get help, sometimes professionally. Might be somebody that wants to talk about exporting that they're brought in as a resource. It's on a confidential basis. Everybody will sign a confidentiality agreement. There is a cost to it. $350 investment fee, if you will, and that's for 1 year. And we do have scholarships available for those that maybe are in need, and we do have a panel that will evaluate those. So I'm very pleased to talk about this program today. We think it has great prospects for the future. I would like to introduce, we have 3 of the professional facilitators that actually have volunteered of their time to help guide the process of these CEO roundtable groups. And they all have experience in that realm. So Richard Randolph is here. Richard, and I'm going to ask this to the media, if you'd like to later on, please go ahead and talk with these gentlemen because they've got the experience. They've come forward and actually volunteered their services. Richard's here and had experience in the state of Arizona and with SCORE as a counselor, an outreach counselor, and we're very proud. We've actually had him do some seminars with us already. They've been outstanding. Ron Forney. Ron is a former chairman of the board of the Manatee Chamber of Commerce, Small Business of the Year winner, and we're very proud that he has had a number of years of experience in another program that he brings his knowledge to our CEO Roundtable. And Dennis Singh. Dennis is, he knows about the chamber world, actually from Orlando, new here, but he's been involved with a CEO program of another kind too that I think will bring a great expertise to our local program. So I'm going to open it up very briefly. I think the media has all received press kits that will explain. We have a flyer. We have an application form. My goal was to have the first group ready, signed, paid. We got 10 paid. We have 11th who said they're going to do it. So probably at the end of the day, I'll have my 12th. That's my goal, to have the first group up and running. And our plan is to have it started by actually U.S. Small Business Week, which is June the 17th. So I'll just open it up, any questions that anybody has to any of us here. Thank you, Dennis. And I forgot to mention, it helps me. The program will be once a month, 2-hour program. So we do have a team that will evaluate the hours of the week and the days, just so we can get them all coordinated. So the first group will have plan on doing it June 17th. That first group. Well, we developed the program based upon people like yourself, that, as was mentioned at our chamber planning retreat, and that was a beginning. We did ask people like yourself, Jim Vett. Jim, the former chairman of the board of the chamber, also gave us some ideas and helped us in the initial stages. And we researched our members to see. We had about 200 people of our members that said in our market research that they'd be interested, probably definitely interested in this program. So I appreciate all the leadership you guys have given us so far.
Wow.
Excellent. There is a lot of side benefits, and we're looking forward to this program. I mean, it's one of those that has great potential. I've seen in some of our research that it's the best thing a chamber has provided in terms of some members' recommendations. So I'll leave it open to this. If there's anybody, Braden and Harold, Channel 7, any of you have any questions while we're here? It isn't just a chamber program, I should mention that. It's not just a volunteer effort. We do have the resources of other groups in the community whether it's the U.S. Small Business Administration, who has exporting advice and expertise, or SCORE, who has stepped up to the table. And absolutely, I mean, where do some of our members go? They go to other groups, but this is a means to satisfy that end. Small groups, it's kind of like a family network of businesses, if you will, where we trust one another. We will have people sign confidentiality agreements too. So yes, we get people who maybe they don't get the right advice. So this is a group of more than just one person, or more than just a conversation in the living room. It would help new businesses. And we have entities that will help businesses maybe ask the right questions. Because I know from SCORE's perspective, that's a big issue. And sometimes this program it's for the higher level CEO, business managers, the decision makers. I know in this first round we have one startup business. They actually come from a much bigger business perspective. So they'll learn from this program. For just startups the first year, I think it will help them know that there's confidence, that there's people they can go to. Actually, just good timing. 1 minute ago, it's on our website. Go to manatee-chamber.com, CEO Roundtable, and as of a minute ago, it should be up and running. So, and I do have the press packages here that have that information, Summer. If there's businesses out there, there's a stable of businesses from the port, absolutely. I mean, there's no business I don't think that wouldn't be able to take advantage of this. Our plan is, say we have 4 groups, we'll try to have them geographical, depending on where some of those businesses are located. So absolutely, north, south, east, and west. Absolutely. That's one of the end results of the program. Hopefully companies are going to be able to enhance their bottom line, expand their investments, create new jobs. I mean, we know that things are getting better, as we heard earlier, but we still have a long way to go. It's going to take a while to get out of this recovery. That's one of the main reasons we started this. You know, the art will be putting the right people with the right expertise. I mean, these gentlemen that were here today have been in programs like this for 7, 10, did I hear 20 years? 20 years. And they've had different groups. I'm sure over those years you'd have different facilitators that have helped in the process. So that'll be the art of getting the right people, the right knowledge involved in the groups, and the Chamber will be involved from throughout too.
Yeah, and Brad, one of the things that is Richard, that I could follow on that, in the good questions that have been asked here today, I think we get to this point that each of these business owners comes with certain strengths, their personal strengths, or the strengths of having the road of hard knocks, but they are not yet masters of the entire business enterprise, whether it be human resource management, legal challenges that arise in the course of doing business, expansion opportunities, and how to look at an acquisition. All of these other complex matters of business management. They will have in this gathering, as has been wonderfully shared, counterparts and colleagues who will be coming to the group with different experiences in their management and in the pathway that they have been building their businesses. In the richness they will find in that honest exchange, in supportive exchange, will be a confidence and a trust and experiential that they can believe in and test and press forward on. So it is the job creation opportunities come from the success of that small business owner. As they can grow, as they can prosper, as they can overcome one more obstacle, it's a chance to add another location. It's a chance to add new machinery because now they have a greater degree of confidence, have overcome a new challenge that presented itself. It's going to be, I think, for those participants, they will find an experience, again, it's already been mentioned, that's going to have, I think, a richness in value far beyond any one challenge they bring to the group to be addressed. They're going to find a whole new level of confidence and friendships that will help them, I think. This is a really big topic, and we had a group together here this morning, just almost kind of a sampling size of small business owners, that walk through issues of finding the right workforce talent, believe it or not, the trained and skilled talent that they would need, the insurance issues that they're facing. And one of the issues that came up this morning was I'm having a hard time yet seeing the final product that is part of this Affordable Care Act and how it will specifically impact my enterprise. And that is very real at this point. The questions remain unanswered. We will be going with a federal exchange here in the state. Those players will present themselves to the federal government. They will be listed among the exchange members. They will begin to design their products. But the business owner today is looking at is what will be the cost of this new change, and we're hearing, that they're very concerned because historically they know the price point that they can offer their product in the marketplace. So their value proposition is going to be built on the price, the quality of the level of service, the speed, all of the value propositions. They're wondering, this new cost built into my price, am I going to be in the position to be adding in the near future? Is it going to be a cost driver that until the marketplace is willing to accept that new cost of product that's now built into this cost? Is that going to hamper or suppress my potential for growth in the near future? Do I have to change my mix of employment mix, full-time, part-time, in any way in the early stages? They're really wrestling with this issue. And that question is going to be far greater than any one particular CEO roundtable group. That is that's the unforeseen, yet to be known, yet to be fully comprehended, because the rules are still being written in Washington for that one. And so I think people who become parts of this group will begin to able to wrestle with this again with people of confidence that they have built a level of trust with. And as that information becomes more available, I think these CEO roundtables are going to be a very good place to wrestle with. How are you looking at it? How am I looking at it? What may be other ways to look at it? But for the broader Florida, we still are going to have to wrestle with this. Small business owners across the state, across all of America, are going to have to figure out how to address this. And hopefully, Washington will develop some consistency in rules in the near future to give people a roadmap. Yeah. Anything else?
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate everybody that's here. I would like to say that it is a non-compete, so first come, first serve basis on the CEO roundtable, and we encourage you to sign up as soon as possible. I'm going to thank Chief
Sure.
Atwater for coming today,
you bet,
and thank
Neil.
you for launching this program.
You bet, Neil. You bet. We need it.